Whoops. I just realized I'm not streaming to YouTube. So, uh, there we go. Now we're live proper. On Twitch and on YouTube. So, let me start over. We're going to be just working on one thing today. Doors. We don't have time for much else. And in order to work on doors, we need to be able to... I have decided that it would be easiest if I treat them like walls. Wall tiles. So I've added these 4 images here, and all we need to do is make those into a thing. And these are not going to be the first things. We're going to have other things. Things isn't you can right click on them to do a thing with it. You right click on the door to open it. You right click on the door to close it. While it's open, no collision. While it's not open, collision. We just need to make that something that is interactable via use. And once we've done that, we're good. I have created a new scene, the prop scene. This is going to represent objects in the map that cannot move, but you can interact with them. Interacting with them maybe is not a guarantee. Like we might have props that you can't interact with. Totally fine. But the option is there. So unlike decos, these do have collision, and we are placing them in the map. They are not just generated. So we're going to start with doors. In the near future, we're going to add levers and pressure plates. Those are going to be props as well. We're going to add wall lights. Magic syllable stone and a cauldron. No, not a cauldron. That's going to be an item. But the magic syllable stone, yes. Now that I think about it, though, I do want this cauldron. I do want that to be a non-collision thing. Maybe we can just have an item. Items have a collision object mask, so we could theoretically say, we could have props that you can move and props that you can't move. Maybe I shouldn't call it a prop then. Maybe I should call it something else. Because I like the idea of a prop being, this is an object that you can't put in your inventory, but you can move it. Like a cauldron. Like a chest. What do we have chest? Mechanism. We already have that. Mechanism. Do I have mechanisms? Can I just reuse mechanisms? I've got a position component for them. So presumably they can be moved. Actually, is the door a mechanism? It might be. We might just already have this, and we'll just reuse it. We have a mechanism. We just need a mech data and a get sprite. And it's important to note, we're going to have multiple variety of doors. They're all going to work the same, but they're going to look differently. So we're going to have variable sprites. And I would like to be able to not make that a challenge. So can we go to mech? We got setup helper. We're gonna need that for doors and stuff. Do I have a mechanism tile map layer? Wow, I have too many things open. Yes, we do. If I could make this a door. Oh. I've decided not to do that because I think it'll be easier on me if doors are a wall tile, but I'm having second thoughts. Because my original plan was we define doors like this, and then we just place them and a slot in, and we're good. But if instead I make it so that the door eats the tile and replaces it, if it's in the mechanism layer, and then I put a door here. Oh. That might be better in the long run, because months from now, when I've forgotten all of these decisions, I want to do whatever makes the most logical sense. I'm gonna need to be able to put Oh, how should I do this? Maybe this should be a mechanism instead of a wall tile, because this is something you can right click on. And I've already got the logic for that. And we've got a function that it'll slot into a lot better if we make a door a mechanism rather than a wall tile. So this plan that I did, not optimal. Let me see if I can just make that its own thing. That should not be a problem. I can make that a mechanism object, and then we will create the stage 2 folder. We will add the mech. And then give me 60 seconds while I copy and paste this into its own copy visible new. This is going to be 64 by 64. We need to make sure that we can have a transparency. And I know you can't see what I'm doing right now. Save as. I should make a stage 2 folder. Mech. And for some reason this is called blood splatter because GIMP is confused. No, we're calling this the door. I'm going to call it the dirt door. Save. And now we export it. Give me 5 more seconds. There it is. We have the dirt door. This needs to eat the tile that it's sitting on. So this object is read-only. Fun fact. Can I undo making these available? How did I undo? Okay, that's totally fine. We create a new mechanism. And I will need to add it to this. But for now, we can just assume open door, close door. And then we will have this thing orient itself appropriately. How are we going to do that? We don't have any way of determining the collision of this tile. We just see a tile. And I can create a library of like, if it's this tile, give me a vertical door. And if it's this tile, give me a horizontal door. Maybe I should just like, if we're on top of this tile, make it a horizontal door. If we're on top of this tile, make it a vertical door. Otherwise, throw an error and say, what are you doing? Do not do that. That's a pain. That's basically justifies doing this, making this a tile, but Whatever. I wish I could hide this. Main menu. You're in the way. And then on game start, make the main menu appear. Does this work? Okay, good. Because I don't want the main menu in here, but I do want the main menu. All right. Cool. I've completely changed my plan. Let's hope that we can maintain our... Let's get this door done. We need to create a new resource. Door. New audio effect chorus. Ooh, shoot. What did I do? Whatever I did was wrong. Sorry. It's a resource. This is called door. Okay, and then let's look at this. We don't need to give this a class name. I don't like that I've been doing that. That's a bad habit. We can, for now, just assume we're only going to have one appearance of door, but we need to be able to handle... I want to have stone walls. I would like to have wood walls. I would like to have a stone door. I would like to have a wood door. We need to be able to handle that. Let's go ahead and RPC handler.open inventory. We do want to have like a use mechanism RPC handler. Don't I have? Yeah, use mechanism. But don't I also have a command like use mechanism? Yeah, we can just call create new mechanism command, call it. And we need to pass in ourself. Oh, we have everything we need to call that command. So yeah. Use mechanism command dot new user mech dot execute. Cool. We don't need an inventory component. We're a door. We don't need an item getter. We're a door. Pass. We do have a get sprite. Let's just get this working for now, and then we'll move on. How was the chest working? We have this use command. Oh, it calls open inventory. Okay, so that's not correct. This is actually not what I meant. This is probably going to cause an infinite loop because this use mechanism can answer how we get to this use function. What I actually wanted to do was to just say, this needs to have a state. We need to give this a state. And that state is open or close. Do we have that set up for mechanisms? Yes. So we just need to add a state component. Is that it? Oh, we need to define the... add int property open one. Yeah, and then use is var sc equals object handler dot get state component for the mech. If sc dot get int property, we should actually name this const open if we are open, int if we're open, close, otherwise open. But that's not all. We're just toggling the state component. We need to also toggle the collision state of the door. And we have the mechanism, so we should be able to do that. But we don't want to just say you can't collide with this door, period, because then we can't right-click on the door anymore. We need to set its collision state to its collision mask. No, it's collision layer to 2. Mech dot get node collision collision shape 2D. Or no, we're gonna do this. Collision shape 2D dot. Oh no, hold on. We can set the collision layer on the mechanism itself. So what is this called? Collision layer equals 2, else collision layer equals 1. Okay. We also need to update the sprite. And that's going to be difficult. Just kidding. It's going to be easy because the sprite is right here. We just need the mech sprite. We just need to update it. Can I get to the door, please? Mech dot mech sprite equals hframe frame equals 2. Is that how that works? Otherwise frame equals 1. Okay, this should be it. This should be it. Now all we need to do is actually drop a door down. We need to have a definition in here. The door helper. Where is it? Spawn starting mechanisms. We've got this mechanism helper. There it is. Okay. Let's just say 0 vector 2i 0 1 is a door. Dirt door. Return res source data mech door. Is that right? Yeah. Wait, can we okay. Let's go to this is the spawn helper. What is this returning to? This is getting passed to the spawn variable. Okay. This is the data param. The data param, where is this going? mechdata.setFlag. What is this function? Okay, so that is a door specific function, ladder specific function. It doesn't actually have to be a ladder specific function. I made this generic. Like this function is specific, but anything could have a set flag, and that it's just taking an int. So all that's doing in this case is setting that. So we could have a set flag function, and then we initialize, and then we can have the set flag set our state. And we can it doesn't have to set the state. We could just use the door, and everything should just magically work. Yeah. Is there a concern with, if I open this door, I'm opening it on the server. Am I opening it on the client? That doesn't necessarily, the state should get automatically updated, but is this use function connected to the state? I'm not sure how we solve that for the torch. How does the torch stay up to date? Oh, we have a special RPC. Oh shoot! All right, so this probably doesn't work because this is probably going to be something where like we opened it on the server, so it's not open on the client. Damn it! Then again, I don't know. This use function happens on the server. Let me think. Because we can just RPC and say, use mechanism, activate mechanism, update mechanism, something like that. Or we could have a use client. Or what we could do, and this is probably what I have done and I just have forgotten. It would be really smart if past me set up the state component that every time you update it, it emits a signal int property set. State is magically handled across the network. So if I just set a signal, every time the state gets updated, we need to update the door associated with that stat. We could do that. And then everything just magically works. What if we're lucky and we can just do that? Do I have that set up here? Have I done that in the torch? We do have this int property set connect. I get the feeling that this is what we want. We want this precise line. Let's go to our door. We don't want to do all this. We want to move all this logic to a separate function, but we'll handle that in just a second. Okay, so sc.intPropertySet.connect. We don't have an item, we have a mech, but the mech should have a state signal function. Does it? It does not. Let's go to our item and copy. Let's make that available. There it is. Okay, we now have a state signal function. We need to make this mech data, not item data. So we call this function. It contains a signal name. Is this variable just not used? That seems silly. Let me go back to the item. Item event, item data dot event. Sorry, that's the wrong function. Item data.state signal. We couldn't have done ourselves a favor and had the state signal include the name of the signal. We couldn't have done that. Why did I declare this signal name string if I'm not using it? That's so weird. But also, I'm not sure how that string manifests. Because at no point do we pass in a string to this. So int property set.connect mech state signal. And if we go to the state component, int property set. Oh, it does have a string defined. Yeah. So we're passing in the name of the thing every time. So why are we not using that? That seems like a miss. Just a total miss. We should just update this right now. It's okay if we don't use it in the torch. Item signal name. I don't even know why I had this. We can just update that for now. Make sure that this is correct. We're not even like looking at the signal, and we probably should in the torch because there's the fuel, but there's also the active. State signal. I guess it doesn't matter in this case because we're always handling that. Maybe it was not necessary to get the string. Maybe that's just an unnecessary thing that I'm doing. Oh well. We need to, in the future, not leave ourselves that. Do ourselves a favor and not make that a thing. Func. Mechanism. Signal name string. We need this to be the open. If no. If mech I want to just take this entire function and shove it in here and then just call state signal from here. That feels cheating, but Hmm. Okay, I see. Okay, wait. I need to not set the signal inside of this. So, or I need to not set the state inside of this. So this absolutely cannot be. We can copy this logic though. Get rid of this. And then var sc. Because this is, okay, I'm catching up. Because this is happening on the server. And we don't need this anymore. And then that will propagate this function to the clients. So the state is automatically updated. So I don't need to update it again. Yeah, that should be it. This is it. Okay. Now this should work client side and server side. Now all we need to do is spawn that door proper. Did I do that already? No, I think I got distracted. We just go to our thing and we tell it, hey. Oh, I already did do it. I just need to actually place one in the world. Mechanism. Let's put one right there. That's not how you place. Actually, it is how you place. I just didn't click this button. Okay, there's a mechanism right there. Trust me, bro. So it didn't open. We can't walk through it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Last time I stopped with this animation thing, and I left that unresolved at the end of the stream because what was happening was it was creating the animation. We have an RPC to tell it to create an animation, and then the animation exists forever. It wasn't cleaning itself up. And the reason it wasn't cleaning itself up is because the animation we had set to, we did not set the loop equal to false, so it was just looping forever. And if looping is equal to true, then the animation never actually finishes. So we never get the signal for the animation to end. So easy fix, loop equals false. So now every time we attack, this animation plays. And yeah. Oh, this does work. The sprite is just not updating. The sprite is not updating because I skipped a step. I think. Did I skip a step? No, I thought hold on. I thought I got it. Data, deco, nope, not a deco, mech. Script door. We've got the mech sprite and we're changing the frame. Door now closed. Yeah. Door now open. Why is that not updating? Is frame not the correct? I mean, the collisions are working. I'm actually curious to see if the light casting works. It doesn't look like it does. Why would that be? The collision layer is correct. That we're doing correctly. Is this wrong? This is the mech sprite. Oh, maybe we should just call get sprite instead of the mech sprite. No, that doesn't. I mean, we should, but that's not the problem. What is the problem? Let me look at this. Frame. This is an alias for the frame property. Maybe the problem is this should be 0 and 1. Or like 1 and 2. Let's try that. Is this the kind of thing where it's updating on the server? Let me see if I can find the server. You're not the server. You're not the server. Okay, hold on. Shoot, is this 11 mech? I'm gonna guess this is 11 mech. Oh yeah, okay. This is frame 1. So first of all, this does not appear to be this might be the server, because I don't see it highlighted anywhere here. Session 2, nothing. Okay, session 3, there's 11 mech. And this is actually the thing. Okay, so this is frame 0. Now if we right click on it, the frame is not updating. Why is the frame not updating? Did I do a goof? Huh. Okay, hold on. Let's reopen this. Go ahead and click there. Let's find the client. Is this the client? This is the client because I see that orange box. So let's go to the state component. We've got this open. It's currently open, right? No, it's actually closed. All right, there's a mismatch. The state component is not updating. Why isn't the state component updating? You have one job. Hello? Why are you not updating? Am I doing something horrifically wrong? We should be calling add int property. And we are. And there is a property. And we're setting this to 1. And then when we use, we are setting it to 1 or 0. Hold on, let me test something. Ret sprite dot frame equals 1. No, that's wrong. 2. Okay, I probably just have it freaking backwards. So something like that. This is not the problem. This is a different problem. Okay, now it's open. Now I just need the state component to update, and then we're golden. Why isn't the state component updating though? That's a problem. Property set replication mode, state component. Hold on. The thing is, it works for torches. Okay, this signal is being emitted. I hope. Wait. Wait. This replication doesn't make this signal get emitted. Oh no, I played myself. Why did I do that? When this property gets updated, that doesn't guarantee that this signal gets called. Oh. This is only getting called on the server if I'm updating it on the server. Is there a way to make that happen? Like on update. Please tell me there's a signal on update. Emitted when a new synchronization state is received by the synchronizer after the properties have been updated. So I don't know what that means, but this could be what saves us. All right, let me just do some quick research. Let me before I share, let me make sure my browser is okay, I think we're okay. Godot synchronizer signal. Triggers when a new state packet is successfully received and applied to the synchronized node. Highly useful for implementing custom unpacking. Okay. I'm going to guess that this is correct. I just lost connection. We'll just chill for a second. We can just wait for a synchronized. We're not updating this state often. Hopefully, at least, we're not updating it often. We are updating it sparingly because it is, it does have a multiplayer synchronizer attached to it. So if we update it constantly, we're just saturating the network anyway. So we can trust that we are being responsible with this thing. Let's go ahead and connect the signal to We can actually emit a different signal. Int property set property name. Okay, func on sync. Emit signal int property set int name. What is int name? Crap. What context is this? Is not. Oh, please. Yeah, this doesn't have any. This doesn't tell me what's been updated. So I don't get to know, I guess. That's just one more nail in the coffin for actually emitting this name. What if I just don't? I don't see any reason to capture that value. Int property set. And if I'm wrong, it's not too bad to undo. Okay. We'll get this out of here for now. That's fine. And then I need to update state signal. Because it has no parameters anymore. We can't. We can't. We were never relying on them, so whatever. This is more efficient. Copium. This is more efficient, sure. If I save this and it doesn't complain, yeah, we weren't using it. Could not resolve mech data. What? Could not parse mechanism. What? Oh, did I really fail that hard? Could not resolve external class member init. What are we talking about? It's right there. Like, identifier signal name not declared in the current scope. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Problem solved. We can go back to our, what were we doing? Who were we again? The state component. We can throw a signal every time the synchronizer updates because, well, we want that. So we connect self.connect synchronized.connect to onsync. We're done. All right, it didn't work. I thought that would work. Print. We're syncing. Oh, I love using single quotes instead of double quotes. Okay, are we syncing? I didn't see a sync. Well, there must be more to this signal than I thought. Or did I just call this wrong? Delta synchronized? Could this be better? Oh my gosh. Okay, what am I missing? Fires when data is updated. That's what I was hoping. Like we are the synchronizers, so it's just self.synchronize.connect on sync. Oh, that's even great. That's even the function. But it's not working. But it's just not working. We're not syncing. There's no sync. It's not even working on the server. Actually, wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. Did I overlook an important detail? I might have overlooked an important detail. Maybe you noticed that I overlooked it. That in property. Okay, it's updating, but this is the server, right? Yeah, this is the server. So this is the client. And if we right click and we observe the state, right? Yeah, it's not updating. Why isn't it not updating? That's a more critical problem than this. This thing that I've decided is a problem. Why is it not updating? Because it should be. Like, let's open this up again. Let's look at the synchronizer. What do we have? What are we working with? So here's the synchronizer. We have the property nodes, and this has an object, and there it is. So that is true. This is our state component. This is the root path. Is there a way to get the update? How do I tell what the replication config is? It's obviously wrong, but how do I, give me a torch. Let me see a torch. That's a health potion. Health potion. That's bread. That's health potion. That's a sword. That's bread. Bread, bread, bread. Health potion, health potion. A shield. There we go. There is a torch. And it's in here. Okay, great. Right click to get. What is the state component? We have fuel and active. It's not updating. This is updating though. No, it isn't. That should be 1. Did this never work? Has the state component been broken this whole time? How does my torch work if this is broken? Oh, geez. Okay. Let's print added property. Harump. Oops. Oh my gosh, come on. Thank you. All right, we added a bunch of properties. State component active int property. Is that actually what it should be called? Job component. Should it be called int property, or maybe it should just be called int? Give me the state component. Actually, give me a position component. One of these is... Why is this called the position synchronizer, not a position component? I don't know. Don't worry about it. This has no property? Well, that doesn't seem right. Add property position. Yeah. But then what is this doing? Oh, that is this. Okay, yeah. Okay. State. Let me look at this. We're adding the property called int property. Int property is a real thing. How are we, when we set int property, we are creating a new int state property object. It has the variable int property. So that variable is correct. And the name is int name. So let me just fuel int property. That should be correct. Like, are we still adding properties? Why are we adding properties still? Oh, because each blood splatter has a state. How are the blood splatters updating? That's confusing. Hmm. Because the blood splatters, those rely exclusively on the state component to stay up to date. And they're staying up to date. So what do they got? What magic have they been tapping into that I've just been super lucky with? I don't know. We create the state component, add int property state. So it's just called state. And then we set int property, and then it magically works, because why wouldn't it work? And when we do that, it's fine. But when we do things through mechanism, do I have a different function for the mechanism? State component? I mean, it looks right. State component, super add state component, add int property, open 1. And then we connect the state signal. We really don't need to do this, apparently. Let me just verify that. We're just calling event. Event does not propagate, but it does call set int property, and set int property is supposed to propagate. So when we update the int property, how does my client know to update? So what must be happening is this event is getting called on the server and the client side, and it's just conveniently working. It looks like it works. It doesn't actually work, because we don't have any connective tissue between the state component and the sprite. We're just relying solely on the event component here. Great. So this, maybe the state component doesn't work, and we just don't have any. Let's test that. All right, let's get some fighting going on. This is, I think 16 is the, yeah, okay, so this is a client, because I can see things on the client. And then let's look at the state component. We see the state is 0. We should see that start to increment. If that increments, this works, and I just don't know why doors are bugged. But if it doesn't increment, then state components are bugged, and I don't know why torches work. Oh, it incremented. Why doesn't this increment? That's really the question at this point. Why doesn't this increment? So everything else works fine, but this doesn't. What are we missing? Okay, let's see what this looks like. Door now closed 0. Door now open 1. This must be the server. Yeah, that's the server. Okay. Oh, why? Okay. What if I have another player join? Could this be a issue where I just don't have the authority to update this? Could that be the issue? Set int property. Print multiplayer authority. Get authority. Why is this not working? This is set correctly, I'm pretty sure. This is not the issue. The replication config is set properly. Maybe we can print the replication config. Print replication config. We got this scene replication config 9223. How do we look at that? Get properties. Let's try that. This has, oh, wait a minute. Why does this have 3 properties? Why does this have 4 properties? Are these not atomic? Are all replicators the same? Okay. Let me look at the mechanism. We're calling load. Right. Instantiate. Okay, no, we're creating a scene. This should be unique, right? Replication config. I don't have the brain power to really dig into this, but this is a sad state to be stuck in, and I'm going to have to do research offline. I'm not going to be able to solve this. but I will set myself a to-do. Figure out why doors will not sync the state. And then we'll figure this out next time. But this is where I stop. I hate to leave things incomplete, but I'm going to be honest. It was a coin flip in my mind whether or not we would get this done. Not surprised. Anyway, that is it for me. I'm going to head out. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you had a good time. Hope your game dev is going well. I'm looking forward to playing your games. Hope you're having lots of fun. Play lots of fun games. See you all next time.